Okay, let's start this daily sortie. Now, this sortie is going to be a wee bit different than all the sorties that I've ever done before. I'm going to attempt to pick a topic and not just, like, whatever the heck it's called, not just the day. Now, some I might just do the day again and, like, what's been happening in the day if the day has been, like, eventful. Like, yesterday was, like, Super Bowl Sunday. And I was talking about more, like, me and my friends than really the Super Bowl. But nonetheless. So this topic is comedians. So I love to laugh. Like, I will laugh all night long. I can spend years just pure laughing. This is a lie. But, well, I do love to laugh and all, but, like, I cannot spend an insane amount of time laughing. Really? Really? Tell me one way and then reverse it on me. Okay, I'm getting some lag. But, yeah.
Doors are locked. Time to break in.
When it comes to comedians, I've really only watched, like, 4 in all actuality. A few of them a bit different. They talk about some, odd things. But it is comedy. Like, there really is, like, no holds barred when it comes to it. Like, the people that just can't handle a joke, okay, it's a joke. It's under the pretense that it's a joke. Yeah, some of them can get pretty bad. But nonetheless, it's a joke. But, like, the first guy I'm gonna mention doesn't really do that at all. Which is, Fluffy. Or Gabriel Iglesias? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be saying that name right. But, yeah. I love the comedy that he comes up with. Because most of his stuff is just, like, real-life experiences. And he just kind of, like, says it on, in his, events and all. And just kind of hopes that people laugh. And if they laugh, then he'll say it at a future event. If they don't laugh, then he won't. Like, he'll, saying a lot of his things like, I don't really know what's going to work beforehand. I don't think of these things before and be like, yeah, this will really get him laughing. I'll just, like, I'll decide a story that I'm going to tell, and then I'll see if it gets a laugh. And he has just, the phage is bad, man. Don't use the phage. But, he's actually been a comedian for a very long time, like, and I didn't fully realize it because, like, when I first started watching him, it was, like, a few years ago. I don't watch him, like, frequently. I don't watch all of his specials or anything like that. I just kind of, like, watch him randomly when I see that he, or, like, when I get either, like, a YouTube video from Comedy Central or from, like, him, so on and so forth. But, yeah, he has, like, his son, who's apparently named Frankie. But, like, when I first started watching, his son was only, like, 10. And, like, now he's 18. It's like, excuse me? Like, I'm 18. So, I know I wasn't, like, 10 at the time. So, that means I probably watched, like, a later, recording at the time. But it was a good, like, 4 or 5 years ago that I originally started watching. And then, like, all the different voices he has. Now, I do a lot of just, like, weird things with my voice in general, but nothing like of what he does. And he'll talk about, like, moments that he, uses it for, like, evil or for good in, like, a joking manner. Being, like, when he goes to McDonald's, if they mess up an order, then he'll do, like, a really weird voice. Like, he'll come back through and then use a really weird voice to, like, order. Just to mess with them.
We've been locked out. Let's override the security.
But he'll go from, like a preppy cheerleader type voice to, like, a really deep manly voice, or, like, some sort of country voice. Just, he'll just experiment a lot with it. And, yeah, I guess that's, like, one of the things that, like, do help his, comedy, and it's not just things like it's not just him like doing life experiences, like the way he says it, the way he what the heck? The way he says his life experience, like using his voices, like he probably would most likely didn't use these voices during the actual life experience. But when he's using it for like the joke, it is hilarious.
Whew, that was a close one.
Override complete. Move on.
And yeah. But he'll be talking about his like experience that he's been to with his son, experience of like in a road trip when he like was touring, things that happened while they're touring, like him and his friends, how he's been on like the show Magic Mike or the movie Magic Mike, which I have never seen nor will ever see because, you know, male strippers. But my friend brought up a good point about that show too. It's just like, oh yeah, we can have a movie about male strippers, but if we ever actually do a movie about female strippers, the amount of controversy. But because he also watched like this or heard the same joke, or not the same joke. But he his girlfriend was talking about Magic Mike, and that came up. No, not Survival. And how he's tried to get on like just reality TV shows and other things like that, and how just like his own experiences, as well, I've already said his experiences, but like with his family, with his father, with other people around him when he first got into comedy, so on and so forth. But I just generally think he is hilarious, especially because like the way that he tells his jokes are more of like talking with the crowd and explaining to the crowd instead of just like normal saying a joke and then everyone like instead of just like the normal routine that everyone goes with, and that's something that I really like about him. But
Life support modules dropped by fallen enemies.
ow. Da, 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 da. But so the next comedian I'm going to talk to, which I've never actually seen like his stand-up stuff, and he also talks about like everything in a slightly more like telling a story kind of way. Just like explaining how life's going for him, and then makes it or like spins it in more of a comedic, but not in the way that like Fluffy does. And this would be Bill Burr. Now he is one of the guys that have talked about like controversial things for the point of like making jokes and everything, which, as I was saying like before, they're jokes.
Additional life support has arrived.
But sorry, getting a bit distracted with the actual gameplay, even though it looks like I'm not doing much. I'm trying to stack. Oh, that is an augment. I've never seen that like personal shield thing before for Volt. Had to be augmenting that. But like, god dang it. But one of the things that I've seen is him talking about his dog, and how he was apparently like training his dog to like fight, but he didn't even realize that he was just trying to like play around and have fun with the dog.
Life support incoming.
Like he was training his dog to be like rough, to fight for his house, to fight for his territory type deal. And the only thing he thought of it was just, okay, I'm having a fun time with my dog. I'm going to keep having a fun time with my dog. What is this? I've never seen it before.
Another life support capsule is now available.
He's been on like a whole lot of different shows. He's like one of the more popular like American, whatever the heck it's called, American comedians. I don't. He's one of the ones that I listen to like very little. So I'm also gonna like swing this into Kevin Hart. God dang it! Are you kidding me? I can't. Why can I not move? Really? There we go. But is yeah, Kevin Hart. Now I've seen him in like a lot more movies than anything else. Like my friends have all like watched his legit film, yeah, his legit like comedy specials and all that. But I've only just like more recently, like within like technically it was 2017. It was like a couple months ago, within like 6 months overall. Actually like started watching his like specials and his when he went live, or not when he went live, when he go like actually in person. So I guess yeah, technically it is live, but in a different way. Whenever I think of live, I always think of like live stream, like more along that line. No, 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 no. Let me use the ability. And like technically that is live, but it's not actually like live person. And when live person is what I'm trying to talk about. And like when he actually stand up, when he does actual stand up comedy. I just started within like the last 6 or 4 months. Started watching a few of those. I don't do it all that often because I'm always like either working or schoolwork or editing or something along those lines. Life. But he also doesn't really talk about like life he sort of does, like he's talked about like things that have happened to him in his life, but he's also like just cracking normal jokes along with it. I still think like Fluffy or Gabriel Iglesias is the best when it comes to that, like telling his life stories and making them into jokes. Part because of like the voices he does, but also because of just, like, other reasons, the way he is, the way he talks.
Ready for a capsule.
And yeah. Why am I using this? Boom.
Another life support capsule is now available.
What the heck is this room? Oh god, where did my HP go? But
30-second warning.
oh shit. Team. Better get some
Life
breath in here.
support has
There we
been
go.
replenished. Life support activated.
Yeah, like he talked about like things that happen with his children, life events that he's done. Now I think he also does like put like spins to like different spins to stuff, and like it didn't actually happen, but he like just like it makes him more comedic and more funny and all that. So he just does jokes like that as well.
Life support on the way.
But you know, like there's nothing wrong with it. Like I guess technically it isn't really life experiences and all, but nonetheless it still is like stuff that happened to him. Yeah, it's stretching the truth a little bit, but
Additional life support has arrived.
it's only power drift, really. guess I'll accept it. Where am I going? Here's where I'm going. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, with Kevin Hart. And yeah, I do definitely prefer him in like movies over his actual stand-up comedy. I'm not gonna lie. Like I really want to see the movie Jumanji. Goodness, I want to see that movie. And what else? There's like the ride along where he is in like the cop car. I haven't seen Ride Along 2, but I have seen Ride Along like 1. I think it's called Ride Along.
Prepare for life support.
And those are just great. With him getting flung backwards with a shotgun. Just all of the individual things that just his comedy is pretty good in general. Now, do I understand that my commentary right here about comedy is complete garbage? Yes. Yes, I do. I'm not really explaining their comedy all that well. To be truthful, I don't want to too much just because, like, I've never really done anything like this, and I don't really know if I potentially could. I guess I'm not really showing any clips. I am just talking about someone, but I don't want to be, like, copyrighted or something like that, potentially, if I even can. I really don't know if I can. But if I can, I do not want to find out. Like, I don't want it to actually happen to me. So yeah, but both the Kevin Hart and what's his face, Bill Burr, I haven't really seen much of their stuff. I've seen Kevin Hart a lot more through movies. I can't really think of it right now just because I'm terrible at like on the spot thinking. Besides like Ride Along for Kevin Hart and then like Jumanji, but I haven't actually seen that movie. But I definitely prefer his movies over. But Bill Burr really isn't, as far as I know of, in any movies. And his comedy I don't really like as much. I do find him funny now and then, but when it comes to like all the guys that I have, he is one of the less funny. In my personal opinion, everyone has their own opinion on like jokes and everything. Can we extract? Come on, no. And then the last comedian is definitely he goes on some different controversial topics. He in one of his shows, he actually what the hell? My chair just moved quite a bit. In one of his shows, he actually talks. He wants to get like as offensive as humanly possible, and his goal was just to make everyone in the audience and like the people watching just offended. Now he did talk with like his audience beforehand and was like, okay, we're all pretty reasonable people here, so and we understand like jokes are jokes, and yeah. So let's try to see how offensive we can get in this episode, or sort of. It was like a special and all was aired and everything, but still, and this man's name is Jimmy Carr. Now he is I think he is the most well-known comedian ever, or at least the most well-paid, the highest paid comedian, I believe, is what it is. I could be very wrong, but I do not believe I am. It's radiation. I say everything is green. But what are we? We're going the wrong way. Oh, never mind. For him, a joke is definitely just a joke, which honestly I like. I find him completely hilarious. He has like his own personal record. It doesn't actually like exist anywhere in a record book, but it's his own personal record of like always defending himself whenever there's like a heckler. Which a heckler is just like someone in the crowd who decides to like yell out or try to make jokes off of the comedian himself. So he loves hecklers because he loves to just destroy them. Like, he'll turn all their jokes around right back at them. He's done, like, other special jokes, like
You may proceed.
accepting, like, messages to him. Like, I don't know if it's just, like, emails. I don't believe so. I think it is, like, actual, like, text messages, too. I could be wrong. About, that's a very bad radiation spot. Yeah, for the first time ever, I actually got him. But, not the actual first time ever.
Located.
But where they could, like, send him emails and stuff, like, making fun of him, and then he'll respond to them either by, like, agreeing with them or arguing with them or just general things like this. And that, well, is hilarious in its own right. Especially because another thing he's pretty decently known for is himself laughing. He laughs in just such a stupid way, but it's his own unique laugh. He can't change it, but just it is hilarious to hear. And I'm not gonna lie, it sounds so funny and stupid. A lot of times, like, I laugh at laughter pretty often, but hearing his laugh just escalates that so much further. And he is, ooh. Then, yeah, there's the offensive jokes and everything, so every now and then there's people that get really offended. He does have, like, his own TV show. I can't think of it, like, what it's actually named. What did we get? Affinity Booster? Really? Well, that sucks. But, I don't actually know the name of the show that he actually, like, has. But I just know that there's, like, random events for him, and he'll have, like, 4 or 5 guests, I think. And basically the entire show is just laugh your ass off. I'm pretty sure, like, fuck is in the name of the title for his show, but it's, of course, like, bleeped because it's on air and everything. But, yeah, and he just does just great comedy. He is by far my personal favorite comedian. Like, right beneath him is, like, Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, and then beneath him would be, like, Kevin Hart, then Bill Burr, and then I don't know any further. Besides that, my comedian experience just ends. Well, there's, like, I know a few other guys that, like, are on actual TV shows that are, like, just trying to be funny. Like, there's the cast of, like, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Which, there's, like, Ryan Stiles and Colin Mockery in there. But those, I don't really think they are their own stand-up comedian. I don't believe so. But, yeah, I love just watching, like, random skits and things from Whose Line Is It Anywhere, but that's a different type of comedy. That's just regular comedy and not actually comedians. I guess they're sort of comedians because of it, but still, getting off topic. But yeah, with just Jimmy Carr, I also really enjoy. So I guess that was the topic of comedians. If you enjoyed the way that this is working on topics, like with sorties, then, like, please leave a comment or something like that. If you didn't enjoy it and you just wanted to go back what it was before, or have your own idea of what I can talk about or what I can do during a sortie, well, really what I can talk about, because I'm going to be doing the sortie, don't just say it in the comments. I'll give it a try. I'll attempt. I'll do what I need to do. Now, if there's, like, popular demand and only one guy saying stop, then I'm probably going to listen to the popular demand, not trying to be mean to the one guy, but still. But, yeah, whatever. No, I got nobody. But nonetheless, I thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time. I bid you all adieu. Goodbye.